Invalidation of a child. To reject, scold, mock, ignore, put down or diminish. Invalidation of a young child. Before they start, they're already finished. A continuous process of invalidation. The hole in that child's heart grows. A process of unstoppable dilation. Uncertainty, distrust, insecurity reigns. Not blood, but anxiety that is cutting through that child's veins. Isolated, alone, no connections can be made. Because with each interaction, the idea of revealing oneself sprays, tremors throughout one's body. Only one state is maintained, and that's to walk through life afraid. Until they're cut off, gasping for a breath, but there's no air left, because to new ideas and inspiration they've become deaf. Because they've been left alone, confused, love and understanding have lacked. And you can't just use logic to steer such a mind back on track. Because they've been fractioned, split in so many different directions, their mind can barely focus for a portion of a second. No attention, not to mention the fear that has displaced any semblance of joy that once brought a smile to that child's face. And now it's gone. I just don't understand how you can scold and guilt trip a child for having certain feelings. It may not be rational, but it's the way that they feel. And yes, that child needs to undergo a process of change so their emotions don't keep them locked in a barbed wire cage, but their present reality exists. And for you to deny it makes it even harder for that child to subsist. I'm sure they just want to quit. Mental images start flooding like they wish they could end it all. In one fall from a building 100 stories tall, cause that's better than a life in which they crawl, with their face pinned to the ground of depression, scraping back and forth until their skin is raw. This is Earth, featuring some of the most grotesque scenes that you wouldn't believe unless you actually saw. Will you try to make it better and at least fix some of the flaws? And in that misery, oh, you bet that child tried to find lessons. And as their emotions swang back and forth like a pendulum from aggression to depression, and they couldn't find any lasting joy, not even for a second, and the stress and disharmony was intense and prolonged, and every attempt had failed in which they tried to belong. As the parent, you need to look in the mirror and realize the damage you have caused and start trying to right some of those wrongs. All because you never gave that child the validation that it needed. Act soon before you've waited too long.